So what we're going to do today is take a look at all of our power chords in the key of C major, and which are just so happen that the roots are also all of your natural notes. And if you remember, your natural notes are just the notes of your musical alphabet, and they don't include any sharps or flats. We'll be doing other exercises that kind of reinforce all this, but this is kind of a fun exercise to do to help reinforce all of your, your knowledge of your notes and your power chords in this key. And what we're going to do is we're going to use words and sentences to help us work on this. So let me just bring the camera down and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start out with a nice simple one. So we're going to use the word gab. So this one's pretty easy because these notes are sitting right next to each other. What we're going to do is we start out with E string based chords. And we're simply going to go, we said gab, we start with our G5 chord. And then find the A5 chord, which happens to be right here. And the B to finish off gab. So this is actually pretty easy because they're located pretty much next to each other, separated by one fret. So they're one step apart. G, A, B. And then you want to be able to find these on the A string also. So G is right here, but you can either do, if you need to, this is the whole reason we're doing this, so you can go right to these notes without having to count up like this. But at first, if you need to, you can go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Oh, here we go. Or the other thing you can do is, at the 12th fret, those are the same notes as your open strings. So you just go over here as A. Oh, I know G is right before A, so there we go, G. And then we go up, whole step to A, whole step up to B. But we're actually not done with this string yet. Also on this string, if we go all the way to the end, there's no way we can hit a G on this fret, this string, because the lowest note is an A, which is our open. So what we have here is have an A5 chord, go up here to a B. If you need to see this a little bit better, you can use imaginary fret. Here's our A, which we're not really playing this, but A to B is a whole step. Here's B. But once you get used to that, it's easy just to do this. Here's an A5 chord right here, open A5, move your finger straight up, and there's B. Again, we can't add in G, so we're starting with A. So G, A, B, then up here is G, A, B. So what you want to be able to do here is keep doing that till you can do it just seamlessly. G, A, B, A, B, G, A, B. Be able to do that going over and over again just seamlessly without even having to think about it. And if you can do that, you're in good shape with that. But that's not the end of it. We can keep going with different words. So let's go to, let's take, say, BEAD. B-E-A-D. Find your B. Go to E. Now we got two choices with E. We can go down here, or we can go up to here. Let's go down to here, because remember, 12th fret is the same as your open. So B, E. There's an A right here. Again, E, F, G, A, but you want to try to get to know where these are. So B, E, A, and then there's a D here. So I'm finding that, and then after that, what we do is we find them on the A string. B. Matter of fact, what we can do is maybe you could do maybe do both of them. So we got where I talked about you can go B, E. Let's do another one. B, E. Then A, D. So you can get used to that one up there too. But now let's move on to the A string. B, then E. Again, A, B, C, D, E. So B, E, open A5, and then D right here. And I know I'm kind of going right directly to these chords, but instead of just going through the whole process of A, B, C, D, you know, trying to go through that, which you're going to have to probably do it first. I'm just going to go right to the chords just so we're not spinning forever on here. There you go. And then you're going to do the same kind of thing. You work on that, and you can, doesn't mean you have to master each one of these before you move on to the next. You can kind of mix them up a little bit. But the goal is B, E, A, D, B, E, A. Oh yeah, I can go to there too. It's another one where you can go here, B, E, A, and up here to D. Or you can go, there's B, E, you got the octave A, and then D. So you can do either one of those. And then, so the object again is to be able to go through it seamlessly. B, E, A, D, B, E, A, D. Be able to do it like that, and you know you're in good shape. Here's a few more. We got F, A, C, and then we can go up here, or we can go F, A, C, E. Then we got F, and then we could go up to here, or A, C, E. There's another one. And then if you ever heard of, started to learn like reading regular standard notation, you know, the lines and spaces. So we got every good boy does fine. So you can just use that sentence. Every E, good, G, boy, B, does, D, and then fine. You also have an F here. And you can find the same thing over here. Every good boy does fine. So you got that. And again, go through them so you can mix them up and get them nice and smooth. Then F, A, C, E are the spaces in the staff. F, A, C, E. Again, F, A, C, E. And then we got B, C, and E, F. Those are the half steps. When you think of that as big cats eat fast. So big cats eat fast. Again over here, big cats eat fast. So B, C, E, F. And then we have your strings, EADGBE. Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. Or again, you can hit the open one. Again, Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. And there you go. I just went through a whole bunch of those for you. So yeah, that'll give you something to mess around with, and you can make some of the up of your own. You have to, of course, use only notes from your musical alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but create some either sentences where you're gonna use just the first letter of each word within the sentence, or words of your own. So you want to just have some fun with this. Figure out a word, find those on the different strings, and I guess gave you 6 different little sentences or words to use, and find those and try to make it again where you're playing. Find all of the words, or again the full words or the full sentences on each string, doing an E, and then seamlessly be able to go to the A string just immediately. If you can do that, you got that going pretty good. And by doing this over and over again, that is really going to help you get these both natural notes down, and also your power chords in the key of the key of C major. And once you get into different keys, of course, those are going to change. There's going to be sharps and flats in these different keys. So really the biggest benefit of this is it helps reinforce your knowledge of all the natural notes on your E and A strings. And from that point, you can go ahead and find the notes on the other strings by, through other exercises that we either worked on already or we're going to work on in the future. So hopefully that all made sense to you. Use these sentences and words to get you started, and then get creative. Make some words and sentences of your own. But again, just make sure it's got to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Only those. You can't add in some L's and M's and X's or anything like that, because those are not part of our musical alphabet. Just A to G, and that's it. So work on that. Have a little fun with it. And if you have any questions, just let me know. All right, we'll see you in the next one.